Hi everyone, welcome back to a Days in the Life of a Freelance Writer. It's been a while since I haven't filmed a Days in the Life of a Freelance Writer. The last few videos that I filmed for this Days in the Life of a Freelance Writer was me freelancing on freelance platforms. If you're new here, my name is Laura and I'm a freelance writer. I write blog articles for mental health and healthcare companies or ad agencies that are in the mental health or healthcare niche. It's definitely been a challenge. When I first started out as a freelance writer, I used freelance platforms, and I would say that those are useful when you're beginning, just so that you can get more confidence and so that you can improve your skills, and also to help you write some samples for your portfolio. I also say that when you're beginning, guest posting on sites that are in your niche is also really helpful. You could also add those guest posts in your portfolio, and if it has a byline going back to your freelance writing site, then that can also help you get more clients later on. There are a lot of cons to freelance writing platforms. They are not really that reliable when it comes to like making a lot of income monthly. From my experience with freelance writing platforms, there wasn't a lot of gigs in the platform that I can choose from, and when there was quite a lot of gigs, they got taken really quickly, so I wasn't really able to make much on the freelance platform. And the freelance platform that I use also has like a job board to help you find an actual reliable, sustainable job. So freelance platforms are just there when you're starting out and just for a side cash as well, but it's not really reliable. So what I've been doing for the past 10 months is just collaborating with a marketing agency as a content page writer. I wrote content pages for clients in the cosmetic, nursing, and dental niches. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. I haven't really been on the freelance platform, and before I started collaborating with them as a freelance writer, I mainly did freelance platforms, just gigs on there. And if you'd like to view my process and how I completed those blog articles on the freelance platforms, I could link the videos in the description. For the 10-month contract as a freelance writer, I fulfilled my objectives, so I'm looking for a new job as a freelance writer with a healthcare or mental health company or ad agency in the healthcare or mental health niche. And the results from the free job boards like Indeed that I've used are really slow. A better method that I've learned from the freelance writing marketing courses that I took, that these courses are from expert writers that have been in the field for 10 years or more. I learned that it's better to send email pitches to different companies or ad agencies in your niche, or even email pitches to solopreneurs. It just depends on whoever you're looking to collaborate with. So that's what I've been doing for the past few weeks, just sending out email pitches to companies in the healthcare or mental health niches. And basically, if you don't know what an email pitch is just you introducing yourself as a freelance writer and just linking out to your site and to your portfolio that has it on there as well, so they could see your samples, and just telling them what you can do for their company, whichever niche that you choose. Something else that I've learned from these freelance writing marketing courses is that it's important to be able to personalize each of the email pitches that you send. So what I like to do is look through their site and then see what blog posts they've posted, and then feature those in the email and be like, oh, I really like this blog post that you posted, or just look at their values and then mention that in there, that I really like that these are their values. So that's also just another way to make you stand out. So today's Monday, and what I've been doing is writing a post for a healthcare marketing company that I email pitched. They replied back to me and said that they're looking for a writer for a healthcare client that they have, and they sent me a brief of everything that they would like me to write. So I wrote today a content page on medical evaluations. So that's what I've been doing. And again, if you'd like to take a look at my process and how I get blog articles written, then the links are in the description, and that'll give you an idea of what I did today. And I'm also going to be email pitching like around 7 to 10 more healthcare or mental health marketing companies. Yeah, so it's very important as a freelance writer to like always keep on email pitching. And that's something that you're always going to want to do because years ago I was in a slightly similar niche. So I was in the skincare and wellness niche, and I did email pitch a lot of different skincare brands. And I mean, I would say like more than 100 skincare brands that I email pitch. Not many of them converted. I would say like 5 to 10 of those converted. But the ones that I did write a blog article for, those were like one-time projects, or they were like short-term blog article projects that only lasted like 1 to 3 months. And then I had to keep on email pitching for more clients. Yeah, it's always important, whether you have 5 clients or whether you have 10 clients, to always at least like once weekly keep on email pitching. So yeah, it just depends on the effort that you put into it, then that's the results that you're going to get from it. And it's also worth it because if they don't reply right away, then like maybe they'll keep your the email in your site, or even the resume. If you emailed it, they'll keep it on file, and maybe like 6 months later they may like email you and offer you a freelance writing position. It just depends on what they're looking for, but it's always worth it to email pitch as much as you could and just like put yourself out there as well. I'll check back in with you tomorrow. Hi everyone, welcome back to Days in the Life of a Freelance Writer. So today's Tuesday and I'm going to be email pitching healthcare marketing companies. Just in this email pitch, I'm going to be introducing myself and just explaining how I can add value with my writing, and also linking out to my site where my portfolio is so they can just see the samples that I have. And basically, to find these healthcare marketing companies, I went on Google and then I typed in healthcare marketing company and then I typed in a state. And then currently I'm looking at the maps. So it shows me all of the different healthcare marketing companies. And like I said, my niche is mental health and healthcare. So those are the type of marketing companies or ad agencies that I'm going to be email pitching, just to see if I can collaborate with them as a part-time or full-time writer. Just writing blog articles and similar types of articles like that. So yeah, so I'm just going to be looking through the maps and then just sending them email pitches. I would like to send at least like 10 to 17, but maybe 10 today. From the freelance marketing courses that I took, they recommend at least like 25 a day. But I mean, sometimes I do less than that, it just depends. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing. And I'm not going to be discussing a lot of things in these videos because of privacy reasons and confidentiality. I always like to use Google Sheets just to keep track of all of the different healthcare marketing companies or mental health marketing companies or ad agencies in the mental health or healthcare niche that I send email pitches to, and that's just really helpful. That way you can check on Sheets if you have sent them an email and which day you sent them. And something else about email pitching is that it's also really important to send follow-up emails. A lot of these email pitches that you're going to be email pitching aren't really going to reply back even after you follow up. But it is worth it because if they receive your resume and the email pitch and a link to your site where your portfolio is, then they might keep your resume on file, and then when a role opens as a writer, they may email you. And also, if you could also include a resume as well, just like with your skills and your experience and etc., because that's also going to help, as well as linking out to your site with a portfolio. So basically in my freelance marketing classes, in the freelance marketing courses that I took, I did learn that having a site with a portfolio is really important because it does help you look more professional as a freelance writer, and also just all of your samples are there in one site that's your freelance writing site. I also like to use job boards like Flex Jobs and LinkedIn job boards. Like I said, free job boards are a little bit more risky because there are fake jobs and everything like that, like Indeed job boards or Simply Hire job boards. I would check them anyway, but I would make sure that it's like a real job posting and everything before I apply to it. I would just research the company that posted it and everything. So for these email pitches, I'm going to be emailing marketing companies or ad agencies. And you can email also like solopreneurs if you're looking to like collaborate with solopreneurs, and then use like FreshBooks to invoice them and all that as well. But I'm just going to be emailing marketing companies or ad agencies because that's what I'm interested in collaborating with. And other ways that you can find, like that I've learned through the freelance marketing courses that I took, other ways that you can find clients so that you can send them email pitches would be like Angel List, that's a site, and then Manta is another site. Lime Leads, that's another site that I've heard, or like 500 Startups, like sites like this where you could find like clients, and also you could find them on LinkedIn as well. There's like a lot of different companies on there. And yeah, so I'm just gonna get started with email pitching. So basically there's not really much to do, it's just like email pitching for today. And then I'm also waiting on a reply from a healthcare marketing company that I submitted a blog article, and I'm waiting. I'm not sure if this is a one-time project or if they're going to be providing me with more blog articles to write. I'm just waiting on that. Sometimes when you're email pitching, things can be slow, and sometimes other times it's like you email pitched someone who does have an opening, but it's like different for everyone. And I think that just always being dedicated and email pitching, and then for at least like 6 months to a year, and to see what results you get. So I found a company, a healthcare marketing company that I'm going to be emailing, and I found their site, I found their email on their contact us page of their site, and I put in the email like, can you forward this to the content marketing manager? Because if it's like an info@site.com, for example, like it can be too general, not towards anyone. I think including that in there is important so that they can forward it to the correct person that can read your resume and also the email that you sent. I also like to look at their blog and see which of the articles I can include in the email pitch, just to say that I've really been liking that you post this, just to help the email pitch stand out, or actually like including something about their values or something like that also, just to personalize it as well. That's something else that I learned in the freelance writing marketing courses, which is also really important. And then I like to attach my resume and then send it. Okay, so I'm going to be sending out the email pitch to the first healthcare marketing company that I found. And basically, just to summarize, first I include like, can you forward this to the content marketing manager, just so they can go to the correct person. And then I introduce myself. I explain how I can like add value with my writing, and also a few of my strengths. And then I also include my a link out to my site and portfolio, and I did a guest post, so I include that link in there as well. And then linking like at least like, if you link at least like 3 guest posts, or that can really help you, because that's where you're featured and you're going to be having like a byline for it. And yeah, and then I also include my resume, and then I just sent it. And also, like I said, like personalizing it as well, just to make it stand out. And just sending cold email pitches is a lot less competitive than free job boards. Hi everyone, so I finished email pitching 12 healthcare marketing companies, and I also looked at the Creative Circle site. They're basically a recruiting agency that helps freelance writers get jobs with marketing companies. So I found a few job posts on there that I was interested, so I emailed the Creative Circle recruiter for that writing job posting, and then also doing email pitching for healthcare marketing companies. And then I'm going to be taking lunch in a few minutes, and then after that I'll be taking a Skillshare course on creative writing just to improve my writing skills. And that's it for the day. I'll see you tomorrow. Hi everyone, welcome back. So today is Wednesday and I'm going to be sending email pitches to healthcare marketing companies. I'm going to be continuing doing that. I'm going to go for like 10 to 12 different healthcare marketing companies and email pitching them with my freelance writing services. I'm also going to be browsing like Indeed free job board, and then I'm also going to be doing a Skillshare course. And I could also check a freelance platform that I joined a while ago, but I'm really disappointed because every time that I check the freelance platform, there's like rarely any gigs posted, and when there is, like, they're taken like within seconds. So it's not really reliable. Like I said, it's not a reliable way to make consistent income every month, and it's just good for beginners, just to help you like with your portfolio. And then after that, I definitely recommend email pitches and looking at job boards for freelance writing gigs. So yesterday I took a Skillshare course on poetry for beginners, and I decided to write my first poem because that was one of the assignments that we had, and I'm going to be sharing it with you. So basically it's about seashells, and the whole point was to emphasize diversity. It's like a 6-line poem, it's not a lot, but I'm just gonna share it with you. So seashells. The sand glistens as the sounds of the ocean fill the space. The shells are cradled by the soft warm sand with a lot of grace. The shells are unique, an expression of all aspects of the beach. The foam, sand, and waves combined, each a charm to cherish. So that was just like my first poem basically that I wrote. So something else that I learned throughout my freelance writing journey is that it's important to be aware about freelance writing scams from companies that take advantage of freelance writers. Some of the red flags that you may see on job boards are like the company saying that they would like a free trial sample or something like that. Even if you have like more than 10 samples on your site in your portfolio and they still would like a free sample, then that means that they're probably taking advantage of you. They're only using you for the free writing content that you can provide them with. Like, that's something that a lot of freelance writers need to be more aware of. Don't do free trials or free samples for companies, especially if you have a portfolio with a lot of samples. They could be able to browse through your portfolio on your site and make a decision on whether they like your writing style from there, but don't agree to do any free samples or free trial samples. What I've learned from the freelance writing marketing courses that I took is that it's important that freelance writers are paid what they're worth. And the freelance marketing courses that I took, a lot of them were made by freelance writers that are professional and successful, and they've been in the field for more than 10 years. And they definitely recommend that freelance writers get paid a minimum of 12 cents per word or more. And then per project, it would be like 200 to 400 or more per project, like per article, for example. Because it's also important as freelance writers that we get paid fairly and what we're worth, and that we are also valued for the services that we provide. Hi everyone, so I sent 12 email pitches to healthcare marketing companies, and I also found 4 job posting on the Indeed free job board. And then next I'm going to be taking a lunch, and then I'm going to be taking a Skillshare course, and that's it for the day. Hi everyone, so it's Thursday and I'm going to be starting off with checking my emails just to see if there's anything new. If you're wondering which email provider I'm using Zoho, and it's free. I definitely recommend it for beginner freelance writers as well, or if you've been around and you're just looking for a more affordable email provider. Okay, so yeah, there's nothing really new today, and it definitely can be discouraging because if you've emailed 80 to 100 companies that you'd like to collaborate with as a freelance writer and hear no reply, that's definitely happened several days to me, and I can definitely admit that it's discouraging. I think I'm going to be sending a follow-up email to the healthcare marketing company that I sent a blog article on Mondays because they haven't replied yet, and I would like to make sure that they got the emails. So today I'm going to be sending 10 email pitches to healthcare marketing companies. And let me just get everything ready. Like, I like to pull up my email and also my sheets, and then Google, because I type in like for example, mental health marketing company and then the state. And then I like to take a look at the maps tab and also like the first 30 pages of the results. And then I find quite a lot of companies that I could send email pitches to. So yeah, I'm just gonna get those tabs ready. So I would like to give you an overview of the phases that I go through when I write blog articles. Having an in-depth process with phases that are comprehensive for writing it just really shows that you like to provide value, and that you go above and beyond for all the writing that you provide your clients with. And if a company that you're collaborating with doesn't see the value in your process or doesn't give you the freedom to do the work using your process and the phases that you learned, then I recommend searching for other companies and clients that value you and your process and the phases that you take in your process as a freelance writer. I learned these phases from reading freelance writing books and also from freelance writing courses that were made by successful freelance writers that are in the field for more than 10 years. So I didn't make this up. This is what I learned from a lot of accredited sources. So yes, so I'm going to be sharing that with you, just so that I can clarify all the different phases that I go through when writing a blog article. And even for content pages, it's really similar. There's a lot of different pieces to the puzzle. Basically, for all of the blog articles or content pages that I wrote, I did all of these phases. First, there's the clarify the basics phase. This is where you read the brief and client site and write notes that are relevant. And you learn about the target audience, like their goals, their problems, and what you're solving for the reader. And just clarifying the goal of the article and the word count as well. So if it's a blog article, you want to get clear on the goals of your target audience for that blog article, and also their challenges and problems that they have in that topic of the blog article. And then also like clarifying what you are solving for the reader and which solutions you can provide them in the article that would be relevant and can provide value to the reader. And then just like clarifying the goal of the article is like which steps would you like the reader to take, or just getting clear on the goal for that reader basically. And then the brainstorming phase, which is like making a mind map, different brainstorming options that you can use. Mind map is not the only one, but I like to use a mind mapping. So I like to make a mind map for ideas and just to get clarity on the questions the readers have for the outline. And a site that I found useful when it comes to brainstorming and like making a mind map is Answer the People. That site has, you type in a topic and it tells you all of the different questions that, actually the most common questions that readers have when searching. So yeah, that's a really useful site and I recommend it. And then the outline phase, which is like outlining the main headings and paragraphs for the article and just making sure that it's planned really well. That way, like, you make sure that all the questions that the readers have are answered in the outline and the blog article. And then the research phase, which is competitor research on similar articles to view the common topics. And then keyword research, like getting clear on the main keyword and secondary keywords that you could include naturally inside of the blog article. And then headline research, just doing brainstorming like 1 to 3 headlines and seeing which ones you can use, and also including power words in the headlines as well. And then questions the readers have that you research. So basically you're going to be getting clear on which questions you're going to be answering in the blog article, and you're going to be writing those or typing those in like, for example, on Evernote, and then so that you can research it. And then making sure that you also like cite accredited statistics and facts as well. just finding accredited sites that you can find facts and statistics for the topic that you're researching. And of course, like the research depends on the depth of the research that you're going to do and the amount of questions that you're going to be like researching. It could be like 10 questions or 5 questions. After you complete the research phase, then you'll do the drafting phase, which is writing the first draft. But before you write the first draft, you have to do a lot of other phases. It's like a puzzle like that you put together, and then that's definitely going to ensure that your first draft is going to be filled with a lot of value and just answering all the essential questions that the reader might have. And also, like in the draft phase, you also want to read and simplify the sentences that becomes a second draft as well. So after you write the first draft and then you wait like a few hours or a day, you go back and reread it, and then that's when you kind of like simplify the sentences, make them less wordy. After the draft phase, then you'll do the editing phase, which is where I like to edit it on Grammarly Editor. And then after the editing phase comes the finalize phase, which is just like reading the edited blog article and then doing any like concluding edits, making sure that everything is finalized. As you can see, there are just a lot of pieces to the puzzle and a lot of different phases. Whichever type of writing that you're doing, these phases are really versatile and they can be used for practically all writing tasks. A book that also helped me learn a lot was On Writing Well. Yeah, so that book just talks about a lot of relevant topics when it comes to writing, and I definitely recommend it. I'm just going to continue to email pitch because I'm not done with email pitching yet. Hello everyone! So it's Friday. Welcome back to a Days in the Life of a Freelance Writer. So yesterday I email pitched 12 healthcare marketing companies. And then for today, I'm going to be email pitching like 10 to 15 healthcare marketing companies. So basically a summary of all of the healthcare marketing companies that I email pitched for the week. So I've email pitched 46 healthcare marketing companies so far from Monday all the way to Thursday. And then with today, if I email pitch 10 more healthcare marketing companies, then it'll be 56. So far, I've gotten 4 replies from the 46 that I've already like sent an email pitch. And one of them said that they're not hiring freelance writers. Then another one said that they'll keep my site portfolio on file if they get new projects, and they may just like email me for the blog article. And then another one said that I can, if I could email them a paid sample blog article for one of their healthcare clients. And then the fourth one, I just asked for my rates, and they said that they have a few healthcare clients that they'd like to blog articles for, and they really haven't replied yet. So yeah, so basically they, if they reply, they're going to be asking for your rates, like, oh, how much is it, do you charge per word or per project, for example. So it's a good idea to have those ready. And then from there, they'll probably like reply if they have some blog articles that they, if they are impressed with your portfolio, and if they have blog articles that they'd like you to write, then they'll reply. If it's a paid blog article that they'd like you to write for like one of their clients to see if the client likes your writing style, then yeah, that's reasonable, and a lot of freelance writers accept those. For today, I'm just going to be email pitching another 10 healthcare marketing companies. Yeah, so what I did is, just I have my sheets just to keep track of all the email pitches that I email, and then I went into Google, typed in healthcare marketing company and then a state, and I've already checked the maps, so I'm going to be looking at the first 30 pages of the results. When you search and it shows you all of them there, so I'm going to be looking at those because not all healthcare marketing companies are going to be showing in maps, like it's only a few of them. For a few of these healthcare marketing companies, I take a look at their sites and just, if they don't have an email on their contact us page, then I check their Facebook, I check the about tab on there, and if they don't have an email there, then if they have like a careers page, I also use that form to apply. If they don't have like a careers page or an email then I would just use the form that they have on the Contact Us page and just send them like my, the email pitch and linking out to my portfolio and site and everything like that. So yeah, and you can also like, if you have like LinkedIn Premium, you can also like message one of the recruiters that works for the company. And that's optional. Like usually I just email them. Yeah, and as a freelance writer, I also think that it's really important for everyone to research and learn about the red flags of what to look for in freelance writing job boards, because there's a lot of companies taking advantage of writers out there and trying to get free blog articles. Even on ProBlogger, they have a job board, it's free, and then you could find some of them that pay scraps, and then others that really have red flags and they ask for like free trial samples and all that. But that's just a way that a lot of companies use freelance writers to get free blog articles. Yeah, so I'm just gonna get started with email pitching. So if I were to recommend one social media platform for freelance writers, I would say LinkedIn, because with that you can actually find a lot of companies, whether it's like remote or local, and they have a free job board, and you can also network on there. And you can also like do warm pitching on there as well, which is something I learned from the courses that I took. I'm going to be email pitching for the next few months until I get to collaborate with a healthcare marketing company as a freelance writer.